Hi folks, and I hope you're all keeping well. Following on from my last video, I've had a request for this piece of music, the theme for the Persuaders, to show you how I put it all together. So let me give you a quick demo of what it sounds like. So there's various adaptations or different ways you could play that. For example, when it starts, we just have the piano playing, and then we bring the rest of the instruments in. And then we start playing. So you get the general idea that you can, by switching the instruments in and out, you can vary the performance of this particular tune. So what I'm going to do, a little bit like I did with the breakdown of the Human League video, I'm going to delete everything, and we're going to start completely from a fresh palette, if you like. So let me just go in and delete everything to start with. So delete all, enter. Okay. As you can see, we have nothing. Right, so first of all, the tempo for this particular tune is 140 beats per minute. The scale setting needs changing to 1/12. So to do that, just go into the menu, go into scale setting, press enter, and then change the value to 1/12, and we'll leave it at 1 bar to start with. Okay, so first of all, I'll show you how the percussion sounds on this one. So the percussion kit that I'm using for it is the TR-808 Kit 1, and it's a very sort of, so it's mainly cymbal sounds that you're hearing, with a couple of taps of snare drum in there. So we have, to begin with, we have cymbal 2. So we've got cymbal 2 here, and cymbal 2 appears on positions 1, 5, 8 and 9. And then to go with that, we have the open hi-hat, and the open hi-hat appears on 1, 5 and 8. We have then sorry, that's the closed hi-hat, isn't it? Sorry, I got my wrong glasses on. Closed hi-hat. The open hi-hat appears on 9. Okay, you just play about with the levels until you get the sound how you want it. We then have a snare drum, but the snare drum appears on bar 1 and bar 3, so we need to make this now into a 4-bar pattern. So we just go into the menu, go into the pattern length, press enter, and set it to 4 measures with copying. So we've now got 4 measures of that cymbal pattern. So on bar 1, put it onto bar 1, we got snare drum 2 and snare drum 3. Snare drum 2 we want on position 8, snare drum 3 we want on position 9, that's in bar 1. and then we repeat it again for bar 3. So snare drum 2 on 8, snare drum 3 on 9. So it sounds like this. So that's the very sort of basic rhythm pattern that's going on there in the background. Okay, so the piano sound that I'm using is the Electronic Grand 1, or E Grand 1 as it comes up in the display, and this is probably the most complicated part of this tune because we've got notes down this end of the keyboard and notes up this end of the keyboard that we're playing, so it's that sort of pattern that we're playing. Now, to do that, I found this way of programming the sequencer with the chords. So we'll start off with this bottom end of the register to start with, and I'll show you how that works. So put it on to position 1. So these are just to remind you, these are the 4 bars that we've got, or 4 measures, if however you want to call it. So this is measure 1, measure 2, measure 3, measure 4. So on the first one, we want to hold down, so first of all let me show you, we've got the octave shifted at 1, so at normal position it's there, but that's a little bit too low. We need it up 1 octave. So that's the sound that we want to be hearing, and we want that to appear on positions 1, 5, 9 and 12. So it sounds like this. So that's the first measure. The second measure, we'll just switch to the second one, that goes up to, so we're holding down E and B, and in the same positions 1, 5, 8 and 12. So you can hear it starting to come together. So shift to bar measure 3, so now we're going to play E and G. So hold E and G down and do the same notes. So 1, 5, 9 and 12. And the last one is E and F sharp. So we need to switch to the last measure, but this is going on 1, 5, 9. So you can hear that the basis of the sound is coming together now, isn't it? There is a higher part that goes in there, but we'll do that one in a minute. We'll do the bass line next. So the bass that I'm using on D2 is called Reso Bass 5, and so we need to shift that down 1 octave. So when it's playing, it will sound like this. So the way that I do that, I actually record that in. If you're not capable of recording it in, you could use the step recorder to do it, but it's not too difficult to do, so let's have a go. So that's what it should sound like. Okay, so that's that sorted. The last one in the sequencer will do to start with is the analog part, and for that I'm using an instrument called Bass 3, and again that's shifted up 1 octave, and what it's playing these notes up here, so it's playing when it's playing, it will sound like this. So let's do that. We'll do that, record that in real time as well. It's not too difficult to play those notes. So you see it's appearing on every, so it's did 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 did. So it's, if you wanted to, you could actually tap that one in, direct programming it, but it's not too difficult to play. And if you wanted, you could actually leave it at that if you wanted to, because you've got the basis of the sound there. You can play the lead over the top of that if you wanted to. So you get the general idea. I'm using the Reso Bass 5, but shifted back up to its normal octave position. So the octave lights, if you notice, they're not lit up anymore. The way that that it's been recorded will stay in the sequencer, but by shifting it up 1 octave here, it allows us to play it up in that higher range. So that can be played like that. You might want to add a little bit more to it, and you can embellish that a little bit more with the piano. So with the piano you can actually play this higher register up here. So that's what we're going to add to it now. So we're back on measure 1. Hold down, we're using A and C. So hold A and C down and just press these that are lit up already. So have a listen. So let's turn the other instruments off, then you'll be able to hear it better. So you can hear we've actually added that to the sequence now. The original piece is still there that we programmed in. Now we've got this extra piece on top. So we need to do the next measure. So the next measure is G and B. So on measure 2, hold down G and B, press the same notes again. So measure 3, we're going to do B and D. And then back down to E, A and C. So that's on measure 4. could leave it at that if you wanted to, 'cause that sounds pretty good on its own, but you can take it one stage further if you're daring enough. But what I would do when you get to this stage, if you do get to this stage, is save it. So save what you've done so far, shift right, and then just save what you've done, because the next bit involves playing some chords with the real-time recorder, just to get that little bit of ring on the notes on the piano, because at the moment it's a bit staccato, and you want that a little bit of ring on there, I think, just to make it sound that little bit better. So, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to play so the chords I'm playing is E, A and C, and then E, G and B, then G, B and D, then F sharp, A and C. Okay, so I'll play it along to start with. Those of you that are observant will notice that I just played a wrong note, so good job I didn't record that. Let's try it again. So I think we can record that now. It will hopefully won't make a mess of it. But if we do, we've got it saved, so we can simply go back to the save program and try again. So it's nearly there. I think there is a slight glitch in there somewhere, but it's pretty close. But we'll just go back to show you how to go back. So we just go back one and then reselect that program again. And it's back to how it was. So we can try recording it again. That's better, almost perfect, I think. Good, so that by itself now will sound like this. And we can bring the rest of the instruments in. Select Reso Bass 1, and then we can play the melody line using Reso Bass 5. That's it. I'll just show you that melody line again, probably just slow it down a bit. So it starts on an A, goes, then up to, so A, B, C, A. Then it goes down, G, F sharp, B. So put that together. Then D, sorry, B. So B, A, B, C. Then it goes up to E, E flat, E, F sharp. So put that bit together. Then it starts again, back on the A. But instead of going to the A, we go up to the B this time. So it goes B, C, G, G, A, F sharp, back to G, F sharp, E. So finish on the E. So just go through that once again. Sorry about the thumping on the keyboard. It's the way I've got the camera set up directly behind it. It's, I think the tripod is touching here, so every time I hit the keyboard it's thumping through the microphone on the camera, so I do apologise about that, but you got the general idea. So what we got, 22 minutes, one more run through and then that'll be it. So, hope you found that interesting. Different ways of programming the sequencer, different ways of recording with the sequencer. Quite a nice tune actually. It's a very old piece of music. I think it dates back to the 70s from a TV series that used to be quite popular back then. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Always appreciate your comments and your likes and all the new subscribers as well. It's very much appreciated. So thanks once again, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.